these fellas, I dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
Hey Broncs, Coach Riley here, coming live from the 5th grade social studies classroom. Yep, that's our boy Chris Carter on the wall over there.
Ooh, the fireworks go off. It's caught by Carter. Unbelievable. Scare the hell out of everybody in the building.
A few homer hankies.
The Gaetti, for the first time ever, the Minnesota Twins are the world champions.
Let's go. Probably got some PTSD there for some of the younger team members that experienced me as a teacher at some point in the last few years. So Slice has been on me to get some video recaps for him. Sorry I haven't been very good about it lately. Honestly, I just thought the last time I did one, my face looked kind of fat, so... I don't know if that's the angle or maybe I'm just going to Dairy Queen too much. But regardless, I guess since the last update, given in the Wall Drug area on Easter weekend, we came back and had that qualifier in Bell a couple weeks ago. And then we had the Black Hills Classic the following Saturday. So between those two meets, the Tuesday and Saturday, everyone distance had at least one or two good races between them. It seemed like everyone also had one or two where we kind of struggled. But sometimes you get that, and some of those doubling up is hard to do. So anyway, everyone had some sort of PR or a PR split in that time, so I'm not going to go through everybody individually. But it gave us a little bit of improvement, but we still got some room to grow. And then looking this past weekend at Howard Wood, distance crew just had a few kids go. So Harley Fisher... ran a great 400-meter dash, PR'd, made top 10 list. And then she came back the next day and anchored the medley relay team. Lainey Brill had the 4-leg, Harley the 8-leg, and they got top 10 and state qualified. They were a little over a second under the state qualifying standard. And the way, if you don't know, the way they get the state qualifying standard is they take the 8th place performance at the state meet from the past 5 years and average it. And that's the auto qualifying performance. So if you're auto qualifying and you can repeat that performance at state, you hopefully should be right around the 7th, 8th, 9th place range. So hopefully that's a good sign that when we get kids auto qualified, hopefully they're going to step up and be placing and medaling and scoring points at state. So that medley qualified. And then on the boys' side, we had Ethan Jones anchoring the 800. And he didn't have the best race he's ever had, but he was still pretty solid. And it's not like he had a terrible race either. So I think he had maybe just a couple seconds off his PR split. So still not bad. It was a good big meet atmosphere for Ethan. I was excited to get him there and let him run at Howard Wood Field and in front of a big crowd like that and kind of a bigger high-pressure situation. I think that will only bode well for the future, especially if we can get a 4x8 or a medley team into state this year or next year too. So that was Ethan there. I believe Aiden Giffen had the 400 leg and ran a pretty stout 400 leg on that medley team. And then Friday night under the lights, a little later than advertised because of the weather delays, we had Sawyer in the 3200. And Sawyer's been dropping his time kind of slowly and steadily all season long. At our qualifier, he ran a 1032. And 1026 is qualifying for the 3200. So that 1032 was a PR. And I know personally I wanted to see him get qualified and not have to worry about running at the region meet and being top 2 because you never know what other teams are going to do. You could have a couple of kids already qualified, just decide to run it, and then you got to try to beat them. So it's better to try to get auto-qualified, not worry about what other people's plans are at the region meet. So he got out pretty aggressive. It was a pretty hot pace. I think out of the 60 runners that were in the 3200, 30 in each heat, he was seated 57th out of the 60. So he kind of just barely snuck in to even get in the race. And then he ended up being 14th or 15th in his heat. He ran a big PR of 10:16, only about 0.8 of a second off of Steel Helleving's school record for the 3200. So it was a huge PR. It got him auto-qualified for state, puts him second all-time up on the top 10 list. So really proud of the way he battled. He came through actually 5:05 his first mile, which is also a PR. So he PR'd midway through the race in the mile, and then he hit 5:11 on the back end. So it didn't really drop off hardly at all. So I know for him that gives him a lot of confidence. It was a great atmosphere, nice and cool, pretty light breeze, and there's kind of a fog settling in on the track. So it was just a really, really fun race to watch him run. And I know Slice has some of the highlights where we're screaming like crazy from the outside. Oh, there's the bell. Bunch of crazy fifth graders are going to be coming in any minute now. So that's kind of the recap as of late. Sorry it was so late. And I guess we got conference coming up. So we had a good long run yesterday. Well, I thought it was good. Some of the other kids might differ on that opinion. We're going to hit a pretty solid, nothing killer, but a nice track workout today. And then we'll get some recovery and some pre-meet in. And then Friday we got conference and spearfish. Looks like it'll be a pretty decent day. And then we come back right away next week and have regions. So see who else we can get qualified for state. So that's all for now.
This video was brought to you by Brody.
I take all comers. I don't duck any man. Come one, come all, because nobody can get close to me. They're not even close. I'm the best fighter in the world.
Into deep left center for Mitchell. And we'll see you tomorrow night.